Welcome into Tennessee Titans today. I am Tom Downey here with some rumors and news coming out of a very bad showing by Tennessee in the playoffs. But just because the season is over doesn't mean we're going anywhere. In fact, we're going to keep giving you guys videos constantly here on Tennessee Titans today. Help us get to 2,000 subscribers and watch for all the great offseason coverage we have planned for you guys right here. Tom Downey here to break down some storylines coming out of, let's call it what it was, a disaster for Tennessee at home against the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs, and I apologize for bringing up the outcome of this game one more time, but it is, of course, important. In the divisional round, Tennessee falls against the Bengals 19-16. They sacked, folks, Joe Burrow, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, 9 times. They sacked Joe Burrow, who ended up throwing for 348. It was only 280 total passing yards. You factor in the sacks. And the offense could not get the job done. 3 brutal interceptions by Ryan Tannehill. To be blunt, I think Tennessee blew it. I think they blew this game. This was a contest. As ugly as it was, they should have won. Ryan Tannehill said post-game it was going to be with him for a while. It was going to take him a while to get over it. Should take him a while. He did throw for 220 yards, a nice 9.2 yards per attempt. That's good. He wasn't good, though. 3 interceptions, took a sack as well. He made some nice plays. The great pitch and catch, great catch by A.J. Brown for the touchdown. I don't think anybody that is sane of mind would say Tannehill was remotely good enough. He was not. You score 16 points, you deserve to lose. You throw 3 interceptions, even if there is some other blame to go around, Tannehill failed again where it matters the most, in the postseason. Derrick Henry returned and had a touchdown, of course, and yay, that's all fine and dandy, but 20 carries, 62 yards. He averaged less than 3.2 yards per carry. That's not good enough for Derrick Henry. You needed more out of him. Tennessee ran it more than they threw it. And although Deontay Foreman had a couple nice big runs, or at least one big run, Tennessee's offense was not it in this one. Joe Burrow throws for 348. Janoris Jenkins had some issues in this one. Jamar Chase went for 109. T. Higgins went for 96. The tight end went for 71. C.J. Uzomah. The Titans' pass rush was awesome. The secondary overall, though, they had some issues. Now, we're going to talk more about the future of Ryan Tannehill in just a second. But I want your one-word reaction to yesterday's game. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So, if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Here's my one word. Brutal. You can go pain. That's one Ryan Tannehill used. Disappointment. Saddening. There's a lot of good words out there. Brutal is mine. And maybe troubling is another good one, because I think this calls into question the future of Ryan Tannehill. He has not delivered as hoped. Now, his numbers this year were very much down. You can blame some of that, at least, on the supporting cast and the injuries. But there has been a theme in the Titans' playoff games. When they've come up short, the quarterback's played bad. And not just like hasn't been great, no. He's been bad. Now, we'll get to that more in depth. But the money, I want to mention the money here. Making a lot, of course. Can't cut him. Even if you cut him after June 1st, there's $0 in savings. Now, you could trade him, save about $10 million, $29 million if post 6-1, but again, that would have to be a rebuild. What you could do, and maybe we'll go more in depth on this on a future video, what if you Jared Goff'd him? You paid him, and you ship him out to try to get another different franchise QB like the Rams did with Matthew Stafford. In the postseason, 5 games played. Tannehill's completed 62.7% of his passes and has only thrown for 754 yards. Touchdown interception ratio, 7-5. He has not been good enough. He's a good quarterback, but you kind of want a great quarterback, although the Niners making it work with Jimmy Garoppolo. So, not just Tannehill, but there was a reason the Niners went out and got Trey Lance, for example. So is Tannehill the guy? Is he the quarterback that this team can win the Super Bowl with? Type in Y for yes or type in N for no. Look, Tannehill has not been bad for the Titans. He has not been, a garbage tier quarterback. I understand why they paid him. Can make an argument he's been around top 15, maybe even top 10 at various points. But he hasn't been good enough either. You need a little bit more out of your quarterback in these types of games. When the ground game's not working, when the defense is allowing some big passing plays, your quarterback's got to step up, not throw 3 interceptions. Of course, the whole point of this is, okay, well, who's the replacement then? Draft's not a viable option. Free agents, that means you would have to trade for somebody. So it is a long shot. I would be a bit surprised if the Titans did this. But it's kind of go big or go home, at least for me, with Ryan Tannehill. Could you swing for the fences and get a Wilson or a Rodgers? If so, I think you owe it to your organization to at least consider it. I think that's a long shot. I think it's unlikely, but it just the performance this weekend raises questions about his future as far as I'm concerned. Now, I bet on the under in this game. Bengals-Titans hit easily. I also bet on the Packers to win. That did not go very well, but I got a 25% deposit bonus at chatsports.com/bet by using promo code CHAT125. You can too. $100 in, they're going to give you an extra $125. That way, in case you miss some bets, you got plenty of leftover money. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is CHAT125. We mentioned the quarterback. I think the offensive coordinator deserves at least some conversation of blame here. The entire Titans offense struggled. Julio Jones had his worst year, but did contribute 6 catches for 62 yards. A.J. Brown had 5 for 142, an incredible touchdown catch, of course, as well. The ground game says it averaged 5.2, but they also had a 45-yard run, and Derrick Henry nothing more than 9 yards. There was plenty of question marks raised about the 4th and 1 play in which Derrick Henry does not get there, about going forward from the 1, which they do not get. You would expect, with the way the offensive line, when healthy, has played this year and having Derrick Henry be able to get a yard. Tennessee did not. The Titans at this point have lost Matt LaFleur. They've lost Arthur Smith. Now they're down to Todd Downing as their offensive coordinator. I think it is fair to at least ask the question, is he the guy? So what would you do with Todd Downing? Type in K for keep him, F for fire. Go get somebody else. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comments. Look, play calling, perhaps at times unfair, is a results-based business, even if the execution ends up failing. But I didn't love the play calling in this game. They made some big plays through the air, but it's just, I don't know if Todd Downing's the right guy in the end. Now, I do want to end on some semblance of positivity as part of today's show. I want to shout out 3 guys who are also due at the end of the offseason for new deals. A.J. Brown is now eligible for an extension. His deal ends after the 2022 season. He is very clearly a number 1 wide receiver. Now, he needs to stay fully healthy. He did miss some time this year, but we know what A.J. Brown is able to do. He can put up numbers with the best of anybody. He is a stud and a star. Go pay him right now. The longer Tennessee waits, the more expensive that deal ends up becoming. Jeffery Simmons, who has been my boy for a while. Quick aside, by the way, that 2019 draft class for Tennessee, Jeffery Simmons, A.J. Brown, Nate Davis, Amani Hooker, David Long. That's nailing the draft class. All those guys are now eligible for an extension. Simmons under contract technically for up to 2 more years this upcoming year, 2022, and the 5th-year option. I guarantee it's going to get picked up because why wouldn't it be? Simmons showed against Cincinnati what Tennessee fans already knew, what smart NFL people already knew. The guy's a star. 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Simmons is an elite defensive tackle. Both A.J. Brown and Jeffery Simmons, if their deals go to 5 years, I would not be surprised if they were both $100 million men because that's the going rate for superstar players at that position. Hell, Harold Landry might join them. This is, again, a future Tennessee issue, but it's now here. Landry's in the final year of his deal. A breakout season, 12 sacks. Landry and Simmons form one of the best young duos at defensive edge, for Landry's a passer, of course, and interior defensive lineman in Simmons. You got to pay Landry. Look, you paid Bud Dupree. I get that. Cool. Landry's better. Landry's more important. He's more impactful. You cannot lose him this offseason. That should be priority number one for Tennessee. It's going to be expensive. I know that. He's worth every penny. Go pay him right now. Now, probably one of those guys, I'd say Jeffery Simmons, was the MVP for Tennessee against the Bengals. That's my vote. I want to hear from you guys. Drop a name for me in the comments section. Now, before we go, some future videos you're going to have here in the coming days and weeks on Tennessee Titans Today. We'll do some cut candidates, players Tennessee could move on from. We'll break down their free agents, Harold Landry among them. Draft targets as well, now that we know Tennessee, where they're going to be drafting. Free agent targets as well, guys Tennessee could go sign. And potentially, if it's something you guys want, Ryan Tannehill replacements as well.